Hey guys, welcome back to Casey Journeys. So I apologize again. I'm bad at this. It's been a while since I've made a video or really updated you guys. My life has been absolutely bonkers. As you guys know, I work as a real estate agent, and my parents just sold their house and bought a new one. And let me just tell you, for all the agents out there that haven't worked with their parents, don't do it. it, it was not a lot of fun. It was stressful. It was 24 hours a day waiting on phone calls, listening to my father rant and my mom rant, and just don't do it. And between that, we've had house projects being done, so we're getting a hot tub soon. The house is currently being painted, which I'll show you guys when it's all the way done. It's going from like a red barn look to a modern gray and white. Oh, and I got my truck back. For those of you guys that don't know, my Range Rover was crashed by my house sitter actually while we were in the Dominican Republic. I let her use my truck if she had to take Callie, our dog, anywhere. And I'm like, okay, I have the dog hammock in my back. I don't want her claws to go through your seats because that's going to be a problem. So I said, hey, if you want to go anywhere with the dog, feel free to take mine. She crashed it and caused like $4,500 in damage. Took 3 months to get it back. It was an ordeal, to say the least. So, dealing with rental cars, dealing with tons of contractors on the house, honestly, and life's just been busy. So I apologize to you guys that I haven't been around much, but I'm going to try and get more back into it here. So fun little mini topic of the day, though. I've had a lot of people message me lately and ask, how did you get through high school knowing that you were gay? And that is an interesting topic, actually. So I went to a high school in a small town where there legitimately was a gas station on every corner, a church on every other corner, and the neighbors pretty much knew what the neighbors were doing at all times. There wasn't a lot of secrecy. It was always he said, she said, kind of. It was hard to keep a secret. So growing up, I obviously, just like as many of you guys know, or same as you guys, I had no idea that I was gay. I tried to not think that I was gay for years and years and years. I remember growing up, always having girlfriends at the time through, those middle school relationships and then the high school relationships and proms and dances and everything. I always took females. I was never out in high school. No one ever really knew. There were like 2 people in the entire school that probably knew because I had fooled around with them at one time or another. So I never actually came out gay until after high school, after college. Well, technically in college. But high school itself was hard. So when you go to a school like that, you pretty much follow one demographic, and that demographic is straight, white, smart, your family comes from money. Well, I didn't have very many of those characteristics. I grew up in more of a low-income area, and I had no issues with it. It just made things a little bit harder. So with everyone kind of thinking they knew me already, it was hard to try and tell them that I wasn't who they thought I was, My parents never knew, my family never knew. Going through high school, I always tried to tell myself, hey, I should date this female. Hey, she asked me out, I'm just going to go out with her for a while. Who knows, maybe after a couple months I'll fall in love. And I was kind of just trapped. It was just entrapment for myself. I didn't feel comfortable with myself. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what I was doing. I was making stupid decisions. I remember nights when I would go out late at night and say, I'd tell my parents I was just going out to go hang out with friends or go see a girlfriend or something. And I remember I would sneak over to guys' houses and we would, fool around, have fun, that kind of thing. But that was just another one of those little secrets that you had to try and hide. And my family never knew it. I never really knew it. And it killed me on the inside to think that I'm somebody else. And I have to show everybody that I'm this facade when in reality it's not me. I grew up not as me, and over the past few years when I have been out, it's been a whole new lifestyle change. I've relearned myself, I've relearned everything about me. I have gotten rid of friends, I have made new friends, and now I'm very proud to say who I am, and that I am gay, and that I'm in a very happy relationship, and I'm at a very good place in my life right now. But going through high school, it was just hard because all the gay jokes all the time, obviously when they were not directly, pointed at me, it was just, oh, that's so gay, or haha, you're probably gay, just stupid things like that high schoolers do, It was really disheartening. It made you not feel very good about yourself because at the time you have to laugh at those jokes, you have to go along with them, it's a status quo kind of thing. You have to go along with it, otherwise you're going the opposite direction and you're the only fish swimming in that direction. I remember sitting in like different classes, and everyone's sitting here fantasizing about, or all my guy friends are sitting here fantasizing about, other hot females in the room, and hey, I'm gonna go sleep with her tonight, or hey, I'm going to dance with her, or hey, we have a date, this weekend kind of thing. And I always remember like trying to like tell them same kind of things, like, hey, yeah, me and her are going out tonight. Hey, I slept with her last weekend, which, I mean, a lot of the stuff, it just had to be said because I couldn't really tell them that, yeah, I was hooking up with my guy friend at the time, or I was sitting in the back of the classroom fantasizing about some of the boys in the front of the classroom and thinking to myself, wow, they're really, really cute. And then in my head, I can't think that. It has to be a phase. It has to be something's wrong with me is what I always told myself. There's not anything wrong with you. And for the people that are watching this who are going through these challenges right now, where everyone's against them, everyone is telling them one way that they should be and that they're not allowed to be different, it's not true, guys. It's really not. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't come out in high school. It would have made things challenging. I think I would have had a different outlook on myself, and everyone would have. It would have just made it harder. Being in the school that I was, there were like 3 gay kids in the entire school, and it was a school of like 3,000. So obviously there are more, but everyone was closeted. No one knew. And that's kind of how it was for years and years and years until after high school and college, people would start to come out to me and say, hey, in high school, like now that they know that I was gay, they'll say, hey, did you know that I was too? Or not was, but are. And it's always a shock. I get new people that come to me all the time and tell me that. And it's interesting, but looking back, if I would have came out in high school or even, if I would have just came out in high school, I think my home situation would have been fine. My family would have all been fine with it. But I don't know if I would have been able to deal with the pressure that it put on me in the school, because for the longest time I developed me as a person of who I was at the time. I already was Casey. I already had all of these, separate demographics that made me who I was, even though that some of them weren't true, and I had to fake a lot of them. I was still a certain person, and to drastically alter the type of person you are through, coming out, and when you're in high school like that, it's not an easy thing to do. It's scary, it's difficult, it's challenging. I'm sure it would have been fine if I did. Part of me wishes I did, but part of me is also very, very, very glad that I didn't. Just the fact of I made it through those days. Those days are totally behind me. After high school, after high school and college, I became a totally new person. I'm just fairly thankful that everyone in my life was accepting as they were, and yeah, looking back, there was a lot of people back in the day that I should have told, but you're scared when you're that young. You're scared to talk to people. You're scared that, if you tell your friend, this friend's going to tell this person, and then this person's going to tell this person, and it's just going to blow up. And that is a very real fear for a lot of people going through this. And it sucks, but I never told a single person I was gay until I came out. and that was when I was in a relationship with Kyle, who is still my current boyfriend of 3+ years. Yeah. Guys, anyways, I'm not discouraging people from coming out in high school. That's not what I'm doing. I just want everyone to know the positives and negatives. You have to weigh out the consequences and what's going to happen positively and negatively, because is it worth flipping your life upside down at this moment, or can it wait a couple of days? Timing is the biggest thing. Yes, we want to be who we are. Yes, we want to tell people exactly what we're going through, and you want to be honest with everybody. Yes, but there is timing to this. There's not a right time and there's not a wrong time. There are smart times and there are not so smart times. To come out after high school when I didn't have to deal with all of society's views on me changing so drastically when I'm so used to what they already were, it made more sense to me to wait, and I'm happy I did. But I know for some people, they just want to get it off their chest, and I can see why. I really do. It's really hard for me to think that I lied to myself, my friends, my family for so many years. It's not an easy thing. But I mean, it's the world we live in today. It's a society that we have. It's not really fair, and it's slowly getting better, and we're learning how to adjust to it. But for all of those, or those of you that are on the verge of coming out in high school, just do what I did. I made a pros and cons list. You know, pros, I can be who I am. I'm not lying to my friends. I'm not lying to my family. I can actually enjoy dates. I can branch out and explore a new area of my life that I never had. Cons, it was just that like that society's view on me that it was going to change all of a sudden, and I just didn't have the strength at the time to deal with that. I was worried about my family's reactions. I was worried that if I did come out as gay, I would be like the only kid around and I wouldn't have anybody to really go to, and I know a lot of my friends weren't going to leave me, but it was still a fear at the time. I remember just making this list of pros and cons and repercussions and everything that would happen. And in the end, I am still glad that I waited, but a big part of me has also always wondered, maybe I would have found somebody in high school. Maybe I would have had that, that connection with somebody who I never thought I'd have. I'll never know. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with who I am today. I'm okay with how I got here. And honestly, I'm very, very, very happy with myself. And so, sorry to make this like a rambling video, guys, but as I talk more about it, the more I think about like my personal life and all of the issues that I mean, even as far back as like middle school health class, like sitting in health class and thinking like, I don't mind looking at these diagrams. You know what I mean, though? It's like, you always felt different and you never knew why. And it took me a long time to come to terms with myself. And I remember the day, I was like senior year, towards the end of senior year, it clicked in my head that one day I just finally told myself I am gay. And it was the hardest thing ever to say, and I physically said it out loud. I was alone. But it was the hardest 3 words that I've ever said to myself. And even though I am that comfortable with it now, it still gives me goosebumps thinking that I actually had to go through that life-altering moment and change, not change who I was, better terms, to pronounce who I really am and to encourage myself to be who I am. And guys, in the end, I encourage you all to be who you are. Just know there is a time and place for everything. It's not something that has to be rushed. I encourage you to wait on the coming out aspect until you feel that you are totally ready. And if you don't, more power to you, and I do believe everything will be okay. Let me know what you guys think of your high school days. How did you feel? Did you know that you were gay? Could you admit it to yourself? Did you have friends that you could talk to about it? When exactly did you guys come out? When, what was the determining factor? What made you finally decide to say it? Because it's not an easy thing. So it is what it is, though. Guys, that's my rambling story of my high school days, of being a horny, emotional teenager who had no idea what they were doing with their lives. And I'd love to hear more about yours and to see what you guys did differently or what you did the same. You never really know. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below. Shoot me more messages. I love all the messages I've been getting. They've been so supportive. They've been so nice, so encouraging. I love to hear them. Oh, and a little update on our Dominican Republic trip. A quick end with this. So you guys know we had that horrible experience in the Dominican Republic. If you haven't heard about it, there's a full review on my channel. Go check it out. It is all true. Everything that I said, it's all true. And we finally got an update from our travel agent, and they're just trying to give us credits towards our next vacation, which we will not be using because we're not traveling with them again. Apple Vacations is not gonna hear the end of this. I know I've heard good and bad things about them. Mainly good things. It sucks that we had a bad experience, but it is what it is, and I do want people to be informed of that kind of experience. I know others have gone to the exact same place and had amazing times, and I'm sure, just like I said earlier, timing is all of it. I mean, if we would have gone on a different week then things could have been different. You never really know. But I just kind of wanted to end with that. They're trying to give us credits for the next vacation, and we're still in the realms of fighting that because we don't really want to go back to one of their resorts. Anyways, guys, back to it. I'm going to go make myself some lunch and get back to work. So talk to you guys later. Bye.